Hey y'all, it's Joey. Today we're going to be looking at how we prep our growing beds. So we use a biointensive method, meaning that we're using as little inputs as possible. We're trying to take care of the soil and grow as much production and nutrient dense produce as we possibly can in a very small amount of area. So this is the biointensive bed that we're going to be working in. Right now we have a very old crop of Tokyo Bacana that we've been cutting for several weeks, and we've just kind of let go to cover the bed until we're ready to prep it again. First, I got to remove the Tokyo Bacana out of the bed, and we're going to do that in a way that disturbs the soil as little as possible. So I'm going to start by weed whacking the tops. Now that we got most of the tops off of the plant, we can actually work in the bed a little bit more. So we're going to remove the rest of the plant to get a clean bed. And what we're going to be using is called a stirrup hoe or hula hoe. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to very quickly, with minimum effort, extract the rest of the plant from the bed. But we're only going to be disturbing the top 2 inches of the soil. So we're not going to be tilling into the soil. We're not going to be messing up most of the soil structure. So I just by hand picked up all of the food scraps and put them in this wheelbarrow right here. So this kind of looks like a waste, but remember this Tokyo Bacana was cut for about 5 weeks, bagged up and sold and put into the community. It just got to the point where it just got too much bug damage, it got too old and just wasn't tasting very good anymore. But it's not being wasted. So what's gonna end up happening is we are actually going to put this in one of our big compost piles right over there. And in about 6 months, it's going to break down into nutrient dense compost that we're then going to put on our newly created beds. It's recycling all those nutrients, and it's eventually going to feed the soil biology, which is then also going to feed healthy plants, and it's going to make those plants more pest resilient, more disease resilient, and it's going to increase productivity. Next, we're going to spread compost. We're going to do about 1 inch of compost on the top of this bed. Now we're going to mix this in and then level out the bed. Next, we're going to broad fork. So we're going to use this very large fork with steel teeth to aerate the soil. After we broad fork, we're just going to smooth out the tops of the beds, try to make it as flat as possible so that things seed well. After we've leveled it out, this is the finished product. So we have a smooth, flat top that we seeded with another planting of Tokyo Bacana. Using mulch allows for a nice footpath on the edges. It also will suppress weeds. It'll hold in water or slow down water as it rains, so we don't lose that water and it gets stored in the soil. And that mulch, as it breaks down, will leach nutrients into our bed over time. So there it is. That's how we make our biointensive beds. Every time we're going to plant in them again. This is going to allow for higher production out of the plants. You can get more plants into a smaller area. It's going to take care of the soil, the biology. That's going to store more water. It's going to take in more water. And over time, you're going to see less and less labor when it comes to cleaning beds and preparing beds, so that means less weeds and less watering over time.